Hey everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Meaghan Banach, and I am just starting up as a consultant with LuLaRoe. I just wanted to share my experience and some of the pitfalls I had when starting. Not necessarily pitfalls, but just challenges and figuring out certain information. And as I continue to grow my business and grow my team, I want to make it really easy and streamline the process for people so that they understand when they're signing up all the different steps that they need to take along the way. So just to give you a little bit of background on me, I am from Seattle, Washington. I was trying to think, where should I start? From Seattle, Washington originally, and then when I was 6, we moved to Illinois. Spent about 6 years there, moved to Minnesota, lived there for 6 years, so I'm used to the frigid cold weather. And then I went to Drake University, got my undergraduate degree in public relations and concentration in marketing. And then I went on to work at a university where I worked towards my master's degree, and I'm about like 3 classes short of that. So I need to probably finish that up at some point. But anyway, my husband and I met, let's see, we're going on 9 years now, 9 years ago. I guess it was like 10 years ago because we've been married for 9 years. And we met in Milwaukee. That's where I was living at the time. And we ended up moving to Chicago together, and I ended up getting a job in pharmaceutical sales. I worked in pharmaceutical sales for about 2 to 3 years, and then just decided that I wanted to do something different. So I started with a direct sales company, and my husband and I actually have been working with this company for the past 10 years. And so we have quite a bit of direct sales experience as far as working with teams, building teams, leading people. So during that time, I did get pregnant with our first son, Evan. He is going to be 5 in April. And I was able to still work from home with our business, but it was just a lot harder to juggle stuff, as all you moms know. So I did the best I could, but it was just like things would fall to the wayside, and I was just trying to get the hang of being a mom, and I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, and my husband, we decided that that was best for our family. So fast forward to now, we had another child. She is 15 months right now. Her name's Ella. And again, went through that whole process of once I started to kind of feel like myself again, I got pregnant. So I'm sure you guys can relate to that. And, we still have our business, and it's still kind of working on autopilot because we put a couple good years into it to build it. But it just doesn't excite me as much anymore. I'm just... I wanted something different, and then I ran into a friend, and she actually told me that she had tons of clothes at her house from a company called LuLaRoe, and I was like, that's interesting. I think I might have heard about that, but let me come over and look at what you got. So she had so many different kinds of leggings, and when I walked in, it was like dresses and the cutest things I've ever seen, and I just couldn't believe the price point too. So I was actually like blown away by it. And I'm a legging queen because I forgot to mention in that whole interim after I had my son, I actually went and got my 200-hour certification to become a yoga instructor. So I'm also a yoga instructor. I do teach yoga still. And I'm certified in prenatal yoga as well, but I live in leggings. So when I saw all these fun leggings and the fact that they're comfortable and affordable, $25, I was like, wow, this is amazing. So it was so funny. I bought a bunch of stuff from her, and then I went home and I slept. I went to bed, and I actually had a dream about LuLaRoe, and then I woke up and I was like, oh my gosh, this is kind of cool. I'm excited about this. And so I had to think about it for a day before I told my husband. He's always really supportive of me in anything I do, but I knew at first he was probably gonna think I was a little crazy. So I decided, to kind of think about how I was gonna bring all the information to him. And we talked about it, and he's a businessman, so he really knows how to look at numbers and just, look at the black and white of things. And once he learned about the numbers and the profit margin and just, the fact that people love the clothes, they're really good quality, and the way that they market the clothes, where each consultant is getting a different pattern and a different style. We all can get the same styles, but it might be a totally different pattern. So there's a really, not a lot of competition, even if you have somebody living down the street from you. So with that, we kind of looked more into it. We did more research. We created a spreadsheet on what we could, our potential profit could be after we got through our first inventory, and we were just kind of blown away. So I wanted to talk to you guys about the cost and let you know how to overcome that if that becomes like a pitfall for you. So for me, it costs close to like $5,800 to start, which when my friend told me that it cost that much, I was kind of like, what? I've never heard of a direct sales company costing that much. But then when I started researching it, it actually made a lot of sense. So they don't charge you for an application fee. They're not charging you for any weird miscellaneous, extras. It's literally just 300 or more pieces of clothes that you're getting. And then with the packages that they've created recently, you're also getting quite a few free items that you're going to make 100% profit on. So it's actually a really good deal, but they wanted to start people off with enough inventory so that there's a good selection. And when people come to shop, they see all the different styles and the different patterns, and they fall in love with the brand itself. So it's actually pretty genius the way that they did it. You couldn't really start a clothing store with like 5 shirts and 2 pairs of leggings. It just wouldn't work. So typically I've heard that it takes people about 90 days to earn their, initial investment back, and then you're straight profit from that point on. So that's extremely exciting. You can do it quicker than that. I know people that, they don't mean to, but they just get through their inventory so fast because it's just such a popular company right now, popular clothes, and people are just knocking down the door for this stuff. So one thing that I thought about, after I thought about the investment, it kind of scared me a little bit. One thing I did think about was I'm purchasing these clothes at wholesale. Worst case scenario is I sell through all of them at retail and make my initial my profit, which I will say on the first order, which is, it kind of varies on what package you pick. The one that I picked was package B that they have right now, and the profit on that is going to be a little over $8,000. So that's pretty incredible once I get through that inventory. I figured worst case scenario, I'll sell through that stuff. I'll make $8,000 and we'll call it a day. Or I can sell it to other LuLaRoe consultants at wholesale. I wouldn't lose anything, and they would get maybe some patterns and styles that they were in need of, because there's Facebook groups where you can do that. You can sell, your LuLaRoe stuff maybe that you don't want to other consultants. So that's an option too. And then the third option is you can send your stuff back to LuLaRoe for a 15% restocking fee, which I don't even know why anyone would do that, because you can easily sell these clothes. They sell themselves. So those are the options. There's really not, there's not risk, because people are going to buy this stuff. It's totally different than if you sign up with a company and you get, $500 worth of, health and nutrition supplements or something. I'm just trying to think what's common out there. You've got to find people that have a need for these products, and then you've got to sell them, which is what we're doing with LuLaRoe. But LuLaRoe is more like an emotional purchase. People see the clothes, they're visual, they fall in love, and they want them, and they're so affordable. So, I would say if the price point was a little bit higher, it might not be as popular of a company, but the price point is so great. So I think that's why people really come back for more. And the stuff is so comfortable. So it's great for moms. They even have little girls stuff all the way up through tween. So there's just a great variety. And size-wise, 0 all the way up to size, I think it's 3XL. So for any shape or size, and it's super flattering, as you probably already know. But I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of background on me. And as I move forward, I'm going to supply my teammates, my girls, with all the information they need to get started. I'm going to walk you through all the steps so that you're not confused. Here's what I need. Here's how I get my application in. Here's how I do my onboarding, because it's a little confusing at first. They don't have a real, smooth system right now, just because they're going through such a growth spurt as a company. And I'm sure it'll get ironed out in the meantime, but I want to make sure that everyone that I'm working with knows exactly what to expect, what steps, in what order. And then also, I want to be able to help them pick their inventory, and I also want to help them sell their inventory as quick as possible. So I'm putting together a system for that too. We're going to work on Facebook parties, we're going to work on at-home pop-ups, Periscope parties, Twitter, and Instagram. Now I want to say that you can specialize in just one of these things. You could just do Facebook parties if that's what you're comfortable with, or if you love being in the home, you can do more pop-ups. It's totally up to you. But what I'm a big fan of is giving the client an incentive and coming up with fun new ways to get new customers, and so I'm going to guide and help you with that from day one. There's things you can do while you're waiting for your close, for your initial inventory, and while you're waiting to get onboarded. Onboarding right now takes about 2 to 3 weeks. I'd say closer to 3 weeks. So there's so many things you can do to build your customer base in that 3-week time. So I'm going to be training on that. I'm going to be putting together a couple different documents that's going to walk you through each thing that you need to know. And then I'm also going to be giving you guys a really specific document on extra expenses, because there are things that you need. But for me, it was hard to figure out, okay, what brand, how much is it going to cost exactly, and how much of it do I need? So I'm gonna do a separate video on all of that. I'm gonna have like a series of training videos on different topics so that you don't have to watch a 20-minute video to find one piece of information. So that's just a background on me. Hopefully that overcame some of your objections. Please contact me if you have questions. I'm willing to help anybody with anything, and I just feel like as a team we can accomplish so much more. It's so much more fun to do stuff together, especially as moms, because we're kind of out on an island by ourselves every day, so it's great to connect. My Facebook page is lularoemegb, B as in boy, so you can find me there. My Periscope and Twitter handle are at lularoemegb, so you can message me or watch me on Periscope. I'm doing incentives and giveaways all the time. And please just feel free to reach out, and if you're scared or if you just have questions, just let me know and I'll help guide you through that. This may or may not be the right business for you, but at least, get your questions answered so that you can find out for yourself. All right, you guys, have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.